After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 215. It is Monday, July 11th, 2016. And as we are recording, it is just a little before 3 p.m. Welcome to the Fun Woman Cave.
I just need to make sure my sugar was dissolved. I forgot to do it before I turned on the camera.
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, she wouldn't talk to me when I came home.
Yeah. She fibbed to me.
No, she didn't believe me that my top option might still be my top option.
Fibbed to me. And that's all we're going to say about that. Anyway, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. To all new and returning viewers, in case you don't recognize us, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I am not Robin, also known as...
I think Robin's over here, and Talia...
Robin doesn't wear glasses.
Yeah, she doesn't. I was going to say something and I forgot what it was, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. For those who are returning, we thank you for spending more time with us here again in the Fun Woman Cave.
My father thanks you, my mother thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
And for those who are new, we are glad that you came to check us out. Even if we don't match our logo anymore, we are the same people.
She might be a little bit put out.
Whatever gave her that idea. Anyway... Valeria, you are absolutely right. Just a little too short.
I like it this short.
Anyway,
it's easy to work with.
It is.
And besides, it's going to grow out a little bit to, by the time that's time to trim it again, to have a little more curl. But it's a good length. It's easy.
Anyway, I was saying about the new people. We are glad to have you with us. We hope you find something you like and that you'll continue to come back. And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to join us officially. We'd love to have you be eligible for prizes and giveaways and such. And yeah, so
Pony.
This is my
that was just your random
chai
pony.
tea.
And this is my Plum Deluxe, and I'll show you the bag in a second.
Did I have the bunny last time?
No, you didn't. It's actually kind of funny.
How did that happen?
Because you drink...
But no, I thought I had the turtle in my...
Oh, you know, you did have the you did have the bunny last time.
Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
But I'm on Team Tortoise.
And I'm on Team Hair.
It was running, it was even...
yeah, it was even when I looked this morning.
But when I got on just to check and see if we had any more new members, it was Tortoise went over.
Blast!
Yay, Tortoise.
Come on, Hairs!
Well, you got Laura, who's a machine there about promoting.
But she already voted. Oh yeah,
she promotes the tortoises. Okay, so anyway,
you might hear a cuckoo clock in the back.
Yeah, my husband got himself a cuckoo clock for our anniversary. It's actually the family's, and actually I told him to get something for himself, but he got it for all of us. So,
ooh, I wanted to show the tea I'm drinking because I showed you the cup. Hold on, that's not what I'm drinking.
I'm drinking chai tea.
This is mine. I'll show you the other new ones. This just arrived today. This is one.
That's called stash enhancement.
But it's what I'm drinking too. I'm only showing this one, and I'll show it again during stash enhancement. I am drinking. Oh, is it during Kung Fu Panda? Kung Fu Panda.
Oh yeah.
Chatty chat.
Chat 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 chat. More chat chat chat.
Even in cartoon form, Jeff Black plays the same character.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, whatever.
No, Jack Black. His name is not whatever.
Jeff Vader?
Not Jeff Vader. I can kill you
from catering? Sorry, it's a Eddie Izzard. Anyway, Plum Deluxe.
Not Eddie Izzard.
Not Eddie Izzard. Andy, once again, has outdone himself. Oh, you haven't tried this one yet, but... coconut macaroon, dessert tea, indulged in fresh cheek flavor.
Cheek?
Cheek. Isn't that...
Chick.
Isn't it pronounced cheek?
It's chic, but
Chic?
that's not how you spell chic. Chic is... I think...
No, I'm pretty sure that's how you spell chic.
Yeah, maybe it is.
C-H-I-C?
I always thought it was with a Q-U-E to it. I think it depends if it's English or French.
It's got black tea, honeybush tea, rubios, coconut pieces, natural almond essence, and love and gratitude. And caffeine. Have a taste.
Andy.
From the turtle side.
Oh, it smells good.
It is good.
Ooh, that's good.
You have done well once again, Andy.
It has love and gratitude. That is the essential ingredient. One of these days, he's going to send you just love and gratitude.
I'll be like, what do I do with this?
Okay. Moving on. We have some new members that we want to welcome officially. We have Knitter4753, who is Mary. Welcome, Mary. I love this name. Mary. Squeeze Cuddles, who is Julia. Welcome, Julia. I love that name. It makes me happy. It makes me think of
it's cute little
like a Pookie bear with a. So Julia, welcome. Thriakma, Christiane. Welcome, Christiane. Topaz 218-521, who is Diane.
That is
welcome.
A mouthful to remember.
It is. It's Diane. Welcome, Diane.
Shane-Lynn.
Why would this?
Because it hates you.
That's the thing we were talking about. Where it makes. I'm sorry. My they changed the view on the Kindle, and it was cutting off part of my notes. Okay, Diane. Shana-Lynn, who is Shana. Welcome, Shana. Indirax, who is
Shana
Indira.
Accepted
welcome
my invitation.
Welcome, Indira. We're glad to have all of you with us officially. Yay! And those of you who aren't official yet, please do feel free to join the Ravelry group. I think we have 2 alongs going on.
We do. But there's also Heidi's.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But officially, in our group, there's 2
Now,
alongs.
I don't think for Heidi's I can do things I started before July 1st.
Which Heidi?
Heidi. Undead Heidi.
Undead Heidi. Yeah, no, I don't know.
It doesn't say.
It does. Well,
because I have a lot of things going, and
she's crying and pouting, Heidi. You better get back to her and see.
If I look all pathetic.
And Heidi, I am not on Instagram that much. I got your message through Talia. If you want to email me that message that you gave us on Instagram, PM me on Ravelry. I'll see what I can do about answering it for you. Okay. All right. Promotions. We have a few alongs to talk about. Do you have any baby hat things?
No, I have all the baby hats that finally transferred from my toy area, because I have a toy area, to my backpack that I carry to work. So it's made progress, and it's even made it to the little area where I put my work stuff.
That's because I gave her another hat.
Yes.
Okay.
Is the lighting okay, guys? I had to adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, let us know if it's washed out a bit, because the lighting was a little bit strong.
I had to mess with the camera a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the first promotion we have is the OYCZ, Out Your Comfort Zone Along, hosted by PJ Matilda, who is Pam, on the PJ Matilda podcast.
Yeah, there's not much out of my comfort zone. So.
She does not have a Ravelry group, but Gimme Yarn 418, who is Erin, of the Thank God It's Finished group.
I feel like someone had posted something. I'd seen a post when I was looking at people who done my patterns, and someone had posted that they wanted to go out of their comfort zone a little bit and do another bunny. I can't remember who it was. I was wondering if she was taking part in this, and I couldn't find the post again.
I don't know. Anyway, Erin is from the Thank God It's Finished group, Ravelry group, and she has a thread there. PJ Matilda has a thread there. Pam does. For the FOs for this along. And you might want to subscribe to both groups, watch their podcasts, but the along is strictly Pam's. And Packing Knits, you have picked up that free craftsy class to do the toys in preparation for Talia's. put that bird in out of your comfort zone. You have, watch PJ
Oh,
Matilda's.
are you doing the class by Stacy Trock?
She is. She's doing
that.
the
Is the one.
Well, she's not. She's doing the woodland creatures.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy Trock's designing class was the one that started me thinking.
That's not the designing class, though.
But still, one of
Yeah.
Stacy Trock's classes. I mean, I didn't watch it all the way through, but the part where she talks about sketching started me thinking along the path that started me down this design journey.
Yep. So I'm really happy for her. And once you finish that bird, you don't have to do all of those. You're ready to do York with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
York is actually probably my easiest one.
aside from
Cyrano.
Cyrano. So just you might want to watch PJ Matilda's podcast and then join Erin's group and put that in your out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because you're doing something.
You're trying
new.
something new.
Okay. And moving back on here. And watch Erin's too if you don't already. I think you might already. Thank God it's finished. Okay, the next. Okay. Oh, it runs from July 1st through August 31st. And knit or crochet anything out of your comfort zone. It can be as small as a stitch. Okay. And the rest of the stuff you can find on her, on Erin's thread, I'm sure, or listening to her. I'm sorry about all the ums. Listen to her podcast. Okay?
All the ums.
The Knit Spin Die-Along with Heidi from Undead Yarn is going on now.
Now, this is the one I was talking about. She is counting Miss Babs.
Yes, I saw that.
I saw that.
So I have stuff that I can put in there. But
now my little whimper's like, do I have to wait for something that started after July 1st? I only have one thing. I have a ton of things in Indie Dyed Yarn, but I only have one thing that would start after July 1st, and that's my cabled socks.
Yeah, I have to see if I have anything started after July 1st.
What I need to do is hurry up and finish a toy and then start another toy.
I may just dye something. So, yeah, because that's Heidi's the one who gave me the kick in the pants last time to dye something. So, I don't know the particulars. Go into Heidi's Undead Yarn group. Join her group if you haven't already. Read her rules. And join it. It's a lot of fun. Knit, spin, dye.
Knit, spit, dye?
Mm-hmm.
While you're knitting and dyeing, you gotta spit.
We gotta spit in the dye pod. No, I don't quote me on that.
Don't spit in the dye pod.
Spit in the dye pod. Okay. All right. July and August, the I Believe Craft Along. Kenneth was, as you know, Kenneth is still, I haven't heard back from him, and it's not very active there, but please
keep him in your prayers.
Keep him in your prayers, and it's sort of like a cardiac read-along type of thing. He's not doing it with us because he couldn't commit to it at this time, but he kind of wanted to do something concurrent and supportive. So anything that you do that's read in his along, any kind of crafting, from what I understand, jewelry and knitting and crocheting, whatever it is, and check his group for the notes, or listen to his podcast because he talks about it. The thread was actually put up by another member, so I don't know if the rules are in there. Watch the podcast, the last podcast, and see what is allowed in there. But if it's got red in it and it's knitted or crocheted, it can be double dipped in our group.
I just realized that this has a ton of wrinkles in it. The thing is, I got it from my drawer. You know what?
And that's a surprise for what reason?
Anyway.
Yes, okay. Moving on to the Whip It Cal Cal, which is put on by Crocheting Hoovian, who is Laura Concert, and in her group, which is the Hoovian Yarn Allegiance Ravelry group, and it began May 1st and runs until July 31st, so you have still about two and a half weeks to get your whips in there. Whips, plops, whatever. It doesn't have to be finished. It just needs to be worked on. I need to get a couple things in there.
I keep forgetting to.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to put more stuff in there.
The thing is, most of my stuff that I started is new. Most of the stuff I'm working on is new stuff.
I have about half and half. I mean, I have stuff that I still haven't finished that I haven't put progress in, so I can just put progress in. Laura is a fantastic podcast. She makes me laugh all the time. And so, and yay, Laura, congratulations, you're going to Rhinebeck. Woohoo! But yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Plops and whips, bring them out, work on them, get them out of mothballs. Mm-hmm. And get
little balls with mouths.
Yes, little balls with mouths on them. Maybe they're tribbles. Anyway.
Oh, tribbles.
Tribbles. But just get them out of your closet, out of your bags, wherever. If you haven't been working on them and you still want to work on them, try to finish them up, work on them, and you might be eligible for a prize if you're a member of her group. Mm-hmm. The toy along is I cannot talk to it. Let me have some tea. We will try this again. The
The
toy
one where
alarm.
English is not happening.
Not at all. We will try this again. The garbled podcast. Brian, who is the Crochet Kid, who is from Brian's Yarnovers, is doing his first Cal, and it runs from June 1st. It's from June.
We were not laughing, Brian.
No, Laura, you will understand the laughter when you see the title of the podcast. Laura, who is Crocheting Hoovian.
Laura knows who's talking to her.
Yeah.
Because Laura is...
Laura, yeah. But anyway, okay, the toy along. That is that Crochet Kid from Brian's Universe podcast. This is his first Cal. It runs June 1st through July 31st, which is, like we said, another couple weeks. Any toys, any shape, size, or color for anyone. Full rules are in Brian's group. He does allow double dipping, and any toys you make for, the Autism Awareness, any toys you make for our cardiac along or for Laura's Ronald McDonald House will be acceptable as well. And Laura's, if you get them to her for Ronald McDonald House on time, they will get 2 chances for a prize for your FO.
I'm not sure what her time limit is for that.
I don't know what her time limit is for that. But I was talking about on time for his toy along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I misunderstood you.
Cardiac read along.
It is. And apparently you're not going to let me zone out like I normally do when we talk about the...
I don't have the facts to do what you said you were going to do.
Oh,
She made a very rude comment.
What comment was that?
I'm not going to tell you so you can say it on the podcast.
I don't remember what it was.
Well, good.
What was it? I wish I could remember.
Would you please move along and give us some
This
facts?
makes me think of what Dan and Kay were talking, and Dan had asked her a history question. She's like, I don't really listen when you're talking. During the history one, so I'm like, that sounds like me during when Mom starts talking about the long stuff. I stopped listening. So,
Dan, I can't access all the I can't access all the Patreon things. The last few. So, just so you know.
It cracked me up.
That's not too hard.
Oh, did you need the prize stuff? Is that what you need? No.
Oh, I can do that.
I can't remember what it was that you told me that you needed, that I said something rude about.
No, it was about facts. About where you were going to hide your facts and where you're going to
that wasn't rude.
It was rude. Don't say this is a PG. Anyway, I'll do the prizes first.
I thought it was actually something really rude. Okay.
No, if you got really rude, you got smacked. Adult or no adult. For not having respect for your mother. Okay, this came to us from Christina, who is Mama C. She sent this. This is bulky weight, and this will both go to the same people.
I
this
love
is
the color.
It's
See,
looking.
it matches my clothes. Ow!
It's. I'm so tired of it.
What is your major malfunction?
Would you like a mirror? You can look in there and see yourself.
I was petting, hugging.
No, you were saying this matches my sweater. I want it.
It does.
This is not showing up really true to form. Do you think?
No, it is.
You think?
Yes, in spite of being used as a bludgeon.
It's got. I think. Is that kind of like a copper?
That might be blood on there.
Is that a copper and a?
It's very close to my sweater.
No, I'm asking what the variance is.
It's like a copper, like
green,
brown. No,
brown. It's really pretty. It's just not
pretty.
showing up really well.
No, it is. I think it's showing up beautifully.
It's a really it's called Dream. Groovy chunky weight yarn. 120 yards, 100%.
It's Chinatown apple.
Chinatown apple. This is really pretty. It does look like a Chinatown apple, kind of like a cinnamon apple, sort of. But this would make a really pretty. I don't know what 240 yards can make a hat, maybe, or a cowl.
Oh, but yeah,
it's 240 yards.
I would think a hat with bulky.
Yeah.
They
sometimes make cows with bulky.
I think mostly because I don't like those bulky cows myself, so I don't think of them.
Well, this is like it'd be 240 yards if you knit it. It might make a cowl that comes down to about here. I don't know. And bulky, I'm not sure.
A lot of times when I think of those bulky cows, I think of the ones that
I don't
sit
like
up here,
those.
and I don't like those.
But this is really pretty, so somebody's going to really like that.
I think of a nice hat or a nice pair of mitts.
Talia donated this. This was the purple yarn we were talking about last week. Ooh, look at that. That's actually brighter than it's...
That is actually brighter.
This is purple. What's it called? Clematis.
Continue holding that
Clematis.
Let's see.
So this is Miss Babs Yazawetta Skein.
No, it's not really
And as we said last week, we don't usually give these away, but we don't use this color. So...
I don't want to really mess with the colors too much.
That's-
Because that would be too much.
There you go. Let's try that.
That's
probably
about
good.
where
That's
I
about
was.
yeah, you're not going to get
Oh,
mad.
well, that's where it's going to be.
It's a little brighter on the screen. It's not neon like it looks. It's more of a
Yeah,
gray.
I don't know why it's showing up so neon, and I'm afraid to mess with the camera too much.
Right. But this is 560 yards, I think it is, the Yowza
Actually,
is.
everything's looking a little more neon.
So this is going out to somebody. Thank you, Talia.
There we go. It's a little
This-
less neon.
I don't remember who donated this a while back. This is
Pretty.
Mountain Colors hand-painted yarns. I
Yeah,
think
because
this
we
is
got a
lace
lot of lovely people who donated a lot of lovely stuff
all at once.
all at once, and we held it back for prizes when we would have
Okay, the
meetups.
needle size is 4 to 6.
But it looks like lace.
It looks like a lace weight, but I think it's supposed to be a fingering weight. This is 50% wool and 50% silk.
It looks like a light fingering weight.
This is...
And it looks soft.
It is really soft. There's 600 yards in here. So somebody's going to get this. Isn't that pretty? Whoever donated this, thank you very much. I know we thanked you when we got it, but I don't remember who it was. Thank you very
Because
much.
we don't leave tags on it when
No.
we put it in the prize.
Well, some of it we do and some of it we don't. That one fell out of the bag. Because this one is from Marriott, and this is all going out to the same person. It's Knit Picks, Brava, Sport, and these two are chunky down here, and that is I can't see the top, but it's really pretty though. I think
You're going to take it apart? If you're going to do that, you might as well turn it so the face is
that's
that
what I was
way.
trying to do. It is
Yarn
Yarn
Bee.
Bee. Oh, I love Yarn Bee. Yarn Bee, Icelandic, something I can't quite read
Jewels
it.
or something
Yeah,
like that.
Iceland. So those two are bulky weight.
Mm-hmm.
So all three of these will be going out to the same person.
And you know how we enjoy Yarn Bee.
Yes,
We
I love
usually
Yarn
use
Bee.
Baby Bee, but...
We actually use Yarn Bee
Well,
and
this is Yarn Bee.
yeah, we use Yarn Bee and Knit Picks a lot. So this is good stuff. It's
This
a nice.
sweater's showing up more red. No, it's orange.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, this is Yarn Bee.
So this is all going out to. This is a nice prize. And then we had this. Was not claimed last time. This yarn.
From, for the cardiac claw?
No, this was a while
And for the
back.
ounces one? Okay.
This was last year.
Oh, I think that was for the sweater long, wasn't
I think
it?
so. The person who won it never claimed it, and this is worsted weight.
And the person did an amazing sweater. I remember
did,
this sweater.
she did.
I wish she had claimed it.
This is worsted weight, 216 yards, and it's Malabrigo, kettle dyed pure merino wool. And the color is kind of a dusty, pinky, corally.
It's more... And that's actually very
pretty
accurate.
close. It's really pretty, and it's soft. It's very soft.
It should make a kitten.
it would make a nice kitten, but I think it would make a better hat.
But
There's not enough.
There's not enough for a
for a
kitten.
kitten, but there's
But
enough-
it should be a kitten. You need to get another
how
one
much-
and make a kitten.
How much do you need for? Oh, this make an owl. 216
But
yards.
it doesn't look like an owl. It looks like a kitten. It needs to be a kitten.
It'd be a sheep. It's
But
cute.
I don't have a sheep. It needs to be a kitten.
So this is well. If you use this for the body, you could make the legs white.
No. What happens is you just need to find another skein of this yarn,
Well,
and
yeah.
you need to make a kitten.
But it has dye lots. You have to find dye lot.
Well,
This is called. Oh, it's called ripe peach. Okay. So whoever wins this, if you want to
needs to make a kitten.
If you want to make a kitten, you have now been told. So maybe you should donate the pattern then, to go with it.
Yeah. If someone decides yes, they want to make a
A
kitten,
Brat the kitten. Maybe you should donate a pattern to go with it then. So there. Okay. And of course, we're donating a knit red and a crochet red book, one to each of two people. Oh, and this book, I almost forgot this. Couldn't forget this.
Oh
Brittany.
yes,
From
I need
Brittany.
to pick up more Brittany cards.
I know. I've been destashing. Thank you everybody who's
Not
been,
destashing her cards.
no, destashing my yarn. Thank you for everybody who has picked up yarn, and I will talk about that more later. But I've been using my cards to write notes in the destash, and then of course we're sending out prizes, and they are coming out.
Yeah, they're coming
They're
in
going
increments.
in stages.
Because I send out about 4 at a time. So that way I don't, murder myself.
Yeah. So that's that.
I guess murdering myself would actually be called suicide.
Those are prizes. Those are the prizes we have thus far.
For the rest of the cardiac ride along, the rules are the same as they always are. But you work.
Who is our lovely co-host?
Our lovely co-host is Spicy Mama.
Her name is not really Spicy Mama. It's Spicy Homemaker. And this podcast is of the same name, but she's Spicy Mama.
Yes.
Yes.
Melissa. Her rules are slightly different. Go and check out her group.
They're really cool.
Actually, they're on our group, too.
The rules are in our group. The FO thread and the whips are in our group. She's going to be doing most of her participation in our group, but she's got the pop-up threads.
Yeah, and we need to make sure we keep an eye on our pop-up threads because we need to be able to let people know if we see them.
Because her pop-up threads, if you remember from the knitting games, they don't stay up very long. So if you want a chance at that prize, you need to move.
Yeah. And basically for our end of things, because she does her pop-up threads, and anything that you finish goes in our... What are you looking for?
My pen.
I'll keep talking as if...
Well, yeah, I'm not doing anything to you. Because if I move, apparently her little chatty Cathy string just stops.
You need to see the latest Bakery Bears. You'll get what I'm talking about when...
What has Dan done this time?
No, you just need to see it. Okay.
Dan, you crack her up. Poor Dan. He gets ragged on a lot.
Anyway, focusing. I can do this. What was I saying?
I think they ate my pen.
I can't focus when you're doing stuff.
But they ate my pen.
Anyway.
Okay. There it is.
You see. What was I saying? Cardiac Ride Along. It started July 1st. It'll be running till
August,
September 30th. I loved it because Melissa did the same thing we did. Melissa, she had to run through it too.
Yeah, that's the only way to remember it because I always want to say 31, but it's 30.
Yeah. So it's July 1st through September 30th, and the only real rule is that your project has to have some sort of red in it, some sort of shade of red, because we've been calling pink another shade of red. Yeah. It does count. All you pink lovers.
This year it counts.
It's fine. It can count whenever.
Yeah,
you're knitting with a heart in mind.
We are expanding it to include Valentine's hearts, apparently.
Yes, but it does not count if you knit with Chaigu red lace.
Or put it in a red bag, Brittany. Or have red thoughts. It was Allison.
It was Allison. Now, you may be knitting your red thing with Chaigu red lace and knitting your red thing in a red bag. But
with red hands?
With red hands. But
red fingernail polish.
You cannot just have your random colored project on Chaigu red lace needles in a red bag with red fingernail polish.
Right, you have to have a red project of some kind. I do
apologize. It is the phone ringing. Let us pause. We're back. Mom fielded a phone call. I got another cup of tea. We both got another cup of tea. I had a confused patient who, one of the ways that we could calm her down was to sing to her. And she's the one I told you about who's speaking Yiddish to one of our nurses. I was upset that we didn't understand her. But she, one of the things we were saying to her was, all I want is a room somewhere.
Yep.
And Bill was like, yeah, you can't sing outside of the room. Keep all your singing in there.
What is he, a musicator? I can't wait to see him. Oh. You're a musicator.
Anyway, focusing. So I have my tea. I'm happy because I have my rock sugar again, my cane sugar. I was doing it with sweet and low, which is the way I used to drink it, and it just doesn't taste the same. The rock sugar enhances the tea. It makes it so the natural taste of the tea is...
You are not focusing. The focus is... what did you decide to do something about the patterns for cardiac, or... I don't remember if you said.
What do you mean?
Somebody thought...
Oh, yeah.
Somebody thought that you had something like that going.
I think I do. I think it's in the thread. Okay. I believe I do have the proceeds going to the cardiac.
Check the thread, because we...
Basically, if it was on the thread from last year, which I think it was, I kept it on there, because, you know what? the American Heart Association is an amazing cause. They are definitely an organization that I know does something.
Just the fact that they send their request for money with things to look for heart attacks or whatever.
Yeah, they give you the signs
warning
and
symptoms and things like that. So,
now in the threads there are a couple of videos. One was posted by Vonnie about not driving yourself to the hospital if you start having chest pain.
Right.
If you have any reason to suspect you're having a heart attack, please do not drive yourself to the hospital, because even if you're not worried about yourself,
somebody else.
If you have a heart attack while you're driving, you could cause an accident, and then both of you could be in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't take it seriously. Also, the ambulance can get you to the hospital a lot faster. They do not have to worry about traffic lights and things like that. And they have the nitro and stuff that they need to help you get the proper oxygen to your heart until something further can be done. But basic heart facts for this week. Everyone knows the basic signs and symptoms, but we'll just hit the highlights. There is the traditional symptoms that everybody thinks about: chest pain, the left-sided arm pain that can radiate up to the neck. It can be jaw pain as well. Shortness of breath. So those are some of the. It can be a crushing pain. Like a lot of people say, like there's something sitting on my head, my chest, an elephant in my chest. Diabetics and women can present differently, or if your heart attack is in a different area of the heart, because it works in regions.
So you think that most heart attacks occur in a certain place because they have that common symptom?
I mean, I guess a lot of them do. It's what blood vessel is a factor that determines where the pain's going to show up. Also, if you are female and if you're diabetic, for some reason you just don't present the same way. Women sometimes just show up as an exhaustion, which is why the numbers might not show accurately how many women have heart problems, because it doesn't present the same way and you don't always catch it in time. And with diabetics, you've got dealing with neuropathy and things like that a lot of times anyway, when you have severe diabetes. So
you have to explain what neuropathy is.
Sorry, neuropathy is nerve damage related to sugar. So diabetics, the sensations just aren't the same because they have decreased blood flow issues anyway, particularly to the extremities. But yeah, so if you have any reason to believe that you might be having, especially if you have a cardiac history, if you are in that, sometimes you'll see younger people, but in that later 30s, beyondish age, 40s is usually a danger area to, they usually say 35, 40 when they start warning guys to start thinking about it. If you have a little more weight on you, if you are diabetic, because that inclines you toward having heart problems. If you have high cholesterol, if you have a family history, even if you yourself may not have any other symptoms, family history can play into it, leave you higher at risk. But yeah, if you develop any of the symptoms, just get checked out.
Yeah, don't play around with it.
Don't play around with it. Having a baseline EKG is a good idea, because then they know if you have any changes. An EKG is an electrical picture of the heart.
Yeah, they put all these things all over you. I had a fun one last year.
But yeah, don't
pincushion.
don't drive yourself to the hospital.
No, don't.
Get someone to take you, or if you don't have someone to take you, please call 911.
Call somebody.
Yeah. But I think that's good for our
that's
PSA.
Enough, yeah. And we'll probably be doing this like every couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because we have so much to go through.
Yeah. Those are just the highlights. I keep wanting to ask ZDogg MD to try to do something for signs and symptoms of heart attack. The AHA...
I think you do a compare and contrast.
Yeah. I know that AHA has one. It's called A Little Heart Attack. It's pretty good. I can put it on there.
On the thread?
On the thread. Basically, you have a mother who's getting all the symptoms, but she's stressed because she's trying to get the kids to school and blah, 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 blah. And she calls 911. Her kid actually looks up the signs and symptoms, hands her the phone, and runs off to... because she told him to go to the play date or school or whatever it was. So he hands her the phone with the signs and symptoms and runs off. And she calls and she's like, hey, I think I'm having a little heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not... The very end isn't my favorite simply because it isn't, but it's a cute little way of getting the symptoms in people's heads. So I might have to put that in the thread. It's not my absolute favorite education material, but it does do the job well.
Good.
Yes, I think
you lost your notes.
I did. But how many projects do you have?
I don't have many. My hands were bothering me this past weekend. Let me see. 1.
I do have on the thread, along with Vonnie's video. I think I put it up last year when I saw it. ZDogg MD's stroke video. I love it. He has one on no hand CPR as well. I don't have that one in the thread, but if you look up ZDogg MD stuff, his stuff is just awesome. He does a great service to people with his videos, his music video parodies.
I think I have 7.
Okay. I have 1, 2, 3. Ha ha! I have one more than you.
Good.
I haven't had one more than you in an eon.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised I have as many as I do.
It's been forever.
You must go first.
Indeed. But I do not have to double up.
You must go first.
So, in going first, I will... Oh, it's the one I have in my lap. So, in my Unknown Bag Maker Velveteen
I'm sure
Rabbits...
somebody knows who this is if you hold it up.
It's a very well-made bag.
And she was really popular when we first started podcasting. She used to do a lot of... like fairy tales and things like that.
I wish it was on here, but it just says happiness on here.
Yeah.
I love this little bag. It's a very good sock bag.
I think the person who turned me on to that was not Suburban Stitcher. Yeah, Suburban Stitcher.
I felt like Stalking Night Zombies had mentioned this.
I think Suburban Stitcher is where I heard from it. Suburban.
But the only thing I wish about this bag is that it had a handle.
Yeah. Well, that's an old bag. She might have it now.
That's my only wish about this bag, because this... I love the bottom. It sits up nicely.
And it's very well made.
It's very well made. I love this bag. I will probably consistently use it for socks. But like I said, my only beef is that it doesn't have a handle. I am able to do this and hang it around my wrist with the tie. But I wish it had a handle. So...
Will you take my sweater?
Your sweater is grabbing my yarn. I finished one sock. That is new. I didn't finish it last week.
Very nice.
It does fit.
It is a PhD.
This is, oh, I actually pulled out the wrong, project. Oh, well, we're going to talk about this one. This is C is for Cookie. Sorry. The Not Just Boring Boot Socks pattern by Corinne Walcher. And this is Undead Yarn in, the werewolf base. And the colorway is Cookie Monster.
Very nice.
And it's going to actually match my uniform for work.
It's kind of a royal blue and a black.
Yeah, I guess it is royal.
Well, that's intense. That's more intense than...
Well, the colors are a little bit more than what they actually are.
It's not
all
quite
around.
that. It's not neon.
It's not neon.
And
I'm not quite sure why
it's not that. It's not purple. It's blue.
It's showing up blue.
Not really. That's a little better, but it's more like this color here.
Let me see.
We're having some issues with the blues for some reason. But you know,
That's a little more correct.
Pettis Kim was having the same trouble.
And I'm not sure why we're suddenly having issues with the camera since it was behaving itself before. That's very close. That's probably right. I just adjusted the camera a little bit.
Because Kim was saying that she was showing the yarn prize, and she said it looks blue, but it was green.
Well, didn't you have the issue when you were taking pictures of yarn? The blues were tending to be an issue.
Yeah.
And then I started my second sock.
Pony.
Yes, that was the pony that photobombed earlier. And that is a CJ Knits stitch marker. And I do my leg for about, I think for this one I did it for about 6 inches. So I've got to go for a few more inches.
It looks like you're about halfway there, maybe a little more.
I think in the future I'm going to go about as long as my foot is. My foot, I usually knit for about 7.5 inches before I start decreasing for the toes. So next time I make this sock, I'll probably go 7.5 inches. I think I'm going 7.5 inches for Mom's sock. And I'm basically make Mom's socks to fit me because we basically wear the same shoe size.
Mm-hmm. It makes things easier.
It does, because then I can try on her sock and be like, okay, this fits. And she doesn't have to be present.
Right.
Which is awesome, which means that if I ever want to surprise her with something, I can say the sock's from me.
Mm-hmm. And I'd never know the difference.
Yeah.
By the same token, you know, I could if I ever make something.
I was like, you don't make socks.
But I make other things.
Yes.
I made stuff for you that you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I fibbed on the podcast. I just said, I never fibbed. I said it was a gift, but I wasn't going to say who because I watched the podcast, which is true, sort of, by a certain point of view. Okay.
I actually never watch our podcast. Except while we're recording.
I do to make sure that it's in sync.
I forget who it was. I think it was Karen who says she doesn't watch it before she releases it. Mm-hmm. And I remember her saying that from years ago.
Okay, this is in my Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn bag that I won from Heidi last year. I did Undead Yarn for her knit spin dye along. And I've got my Violently Happy shawl.
I was going to say, it looks almost...
No.
But it's not.
Violently Happy shawl. And this is just something I'm knitting out of my head. And it's US 8s. These are my No, they're not. I'm sorry. They are my knit picks.
Yeah, those are definitely not Chaigus.
No. Knit picks. And the yarn is Undead Yarn Vampiri base in the Violently Happy Accident colorway, not the Autism Awareness. And it's kind of tied up here, tangled up in my needles and stuff. And I think Packing It said that Chow Gu is no longer making the regular nylon ones. I think they're just making the red lace.
Well, those, I can imagine why, because the red lace are amazing.
So if you want them, if you like the regular nylon ones, Packing It still has some in her shop. I don't know if, when or if, for sure she wasn't positive, they're going to stop making those, but if you want them, you might want to check out her shop because she carries them. But this is...
I think I would weep if the red lace ones ever got stopped.
Oh, I know. I'd have to stock up on them. I love my Chow Gu red laces. Okay. So I did a little bit of work on this. Some of it when we went to the local yarn shop. Color is not quite true to... That's a lot darker than it actually is. But
I'm having such color issues.
The color is essentially there. The pinks, the purples, the blues. And it's very, very pretty. Little pops of orange in there. Heidi did a really good job with this. Those of you who have watched our podcast for a long time know that when I picked this up, it had been in my cart for quite some time, and finally I wanted it. I didn't know what I was going to do with it because these are not my colors, but I wanted it. And when it stayed there in my cart and nobody picked it up, I bought it. And I really love it. It's very, very soft.
I don't want to mess with the camera too much more because it's basically okay. That's not too far off.
No, it's not too far off. There you go. You can see the increases in the center. I think this one has increases in the center and increases on the end. So, yes, I know it's my own pattern. I just had to think I have a couple of my own patterns on the needles, so I had to figure out what I was doing. So, very simple pattern. And I love these.
Oh, yeah.
They keep my needles from...
I don't have anything that I'm working on with those in it, mostly because everything I'm knitting is on DPNs right now.
Yeah.
I have other projects not on DPNs that are kind of being ignored right now.
I actually ran out of them. I have so many on the needles that I ran out of the holders.
Which means you need more.
Yeah, I do. I have to go get more of them.
It doesn't mean that she needs to get things off the needles. Well, it just means that she needs more of those.
I was talking to Sue about that. She was talking about, having too many things on the needles, and that's why she needs more needles. And I'm like, yeah, I need more needles. Doesn't mean I have to finish anything. It just means I need more needles. I think it was Sue I was talking to.
And my silver... Usually Sue doesn't do a ton of projects at one time. She said she doesn't like too many at once.
But she was talking about... I think it was Sue I was talking to. I might be mistaken.
In my Silver Shed USA Avengers bag.
Stained glass Avengers.
No.
Stained glass Avengers.
This is more like comic strip Avengers. Is my paid in full, not just boring, boot socks pattern by Corinne Walter. I'm using Miss Babs Weta Skein in the colorway Perfectly Reckless. And these used to be Dance All Night slouch socks, and I restarted the not just boring boot socks pattern. And I've come to realize I just don't like slouch socks because they feel like they're rolling down. I wear them, and I'll probably, once I get enough socks, wear them at home, the 2 pairs I've made. It's a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with the sock pattern. It's my OC-ness.
Well, we like socks that we can push down if we want them, but we don't want them rolling down just because they want to roll down.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm not neat then. But...
Green pony.
Yes, green pony. Come here, pony. Come on, pony. Face the crowd. Your loving fans. There we go. So, got some work done on this.
2x2 ribbing or 1x2? 2x2?
Well, there's 2 different kinds of ribbing.
What?
This is not a free pattern, but...
Right. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, okay.
It's 2 different kinds of ribbing.
Gotcha.
Sounds almost like maybe UPS pulled up or something.
I think it might be Daddy.
That was a little loud for Dad's car. Truck.
I thought it was the door.
No. That was a vehicle. A vehicle pulling up. Okay, anyway. Yes. So I got some work done.
You might hear some extraneous noise because my husband... Well, we still have a little time, but we're not nearly finished.
No, we aren't.
Okay. Are you finished with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, my next project is in my... And this is mine. It is not Laura's PHN blue bag, so you can see what's in here. Laura's always has one of Talia's designs or some similar testing. This is my PHN 2X bag by the lovely Ann Brody. And this has my Under the Mistletoe shawl. I've been working on this one quite a bit. And I started with my...
Oh, wow, you're getting close on that.
Yeah, I started a new ball of yarn on here. So it's getting pretty big. I can't tell exactly, because it's so scrunched on the needles, I can't really tell.
You're going to have to really go off of if it's as...
Well, halfway, yeah. It's already past my wingspan, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to maybe finish this new ball and maybe another one. I don't know that I'm going to use all of the yarn. I just started a new one. And I have one in here. I've got 3 more over there.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go quite that large. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. So this is Yarn Bee... Yarn Bee Tender Touch in the red velvet colorway, and this pattern is by Susan Ashcroft. It's the Just Knitted pattern, and I'm using US 10s, and these are also Knit Picks interchangeable circulars. That's why I started on. I just never changed them out. I don't mind Knit Picks, but my preferred needles are Chalgu Red Lace.
And I even use their DPNs, the Chagus.
Okay, so I hope to have this soon if my hands will cooperate. I'll help to have it finished soon.
It's my turn. Next is in excuse me, my Debbie Reese Designs bag, and this was a prize.
Nice size.
Yes, it is. From Melissa, the Spicy Mama.
Spicy Mama Hostmaker.
Yes, this is from the Knitting Games. I won this in the Whip Thread. No,
Chatter Thread.
Chatter Thread.
We both won something in the Chatter Thread over there. I won something the week before.
Right, and this...
Or 2 weeks before.
Is my Cozy Hearth Socks, the 3 Chimneys pattern by K.F. Jones. I'm using Undead Yarn in the Werewolf base in the colorway Phoenix Ember. And I got my initial counts from looking at parts of the Not Just Boring Boot Socks patterns. But honestly, would help me with my math for this because the pattern is a finger weight pattern. I wanted to work it with a DK weight yarn. So actually, Kay had done a video on
For
the patrons
tutorial.
tutorial on the anatomy of a sock. Sorry. And it included some math formulas. And that really helped me for figuring out the math for this sock. That seems actually really to be kind of appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
That her math helped me with the math for her pattern.
Right.
But
Nice.
I finished the heel turn and the gusset and all that, and I'm now on the foot. So I just keep going until I'm ready to do the toe decreases, and then there'll be time to start the next one.
I like the little this part
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, that's long
heel.
where I pick up the gusset.
Because it looks really nice. It looks like a sock. Some of the heels look really strange to me, and this looks like a sock.
Well, that's what the beauty of gusset socks.
Yeah. Because some of them look like, I don't know, I'm like, I don't want to show people that.
I love this way of making socks. And look at that pattern. People know what I'm making when I make it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know. It's just fun to turn a heel anyway. And do the gusset and all that. So, look at that. The pattern's showing up so nicely. So, and I love the way this yarn works with this pattern. It actually makes me think of bricks.
It's very pretty. And that's a DK or
This
sport?
is DK.
Okay. And that's Heidi's yarn.
This is Heidi's yarn.
Heidi Undead yarn.
So, I look forward to having these socks. I think they'll stay up pretty well. The pattern should help with that.
Well, it's almost ribbed.
It is almost ribbed. And this heel's a little different than the heel flap's a little different than the heel flaps I'm used to.
Looks like I have a little ribbing there.
And it's some slipping.
Mm.
That's not giving away too much because most heels have some slipping stitches, which is a little different than the way I normally do it. But I've enjoyed this sock. It does require a little more focus because there's like a 12 pattern repeat. Plus, I'm making adjustments to this pattern as I go. So,
Okay.
I've enjoyed it.
In my Kiki Boo bag from Denise of the Knitting Den, my holiday owl bag, is my English Garden preemie hat. And I thought about changing the name of this to something to do with the desert. But
That
look
is
at the
so
way,
pretty.
Look at the way this is striping. I wanted to work on this one. Here we go. This one and my red shawl that I just showed you. So I'm almost to the point where I can think about binding this off. It's heavier. This is bulky weight yarn. This is the skein, and I love this yarn. No, that's not. That's sport weight neons. That's not. I love this chunky, and you can see how it's supposed to work out. So it is stripy yarn. It's not focusing.
There we go.
You can see that. Kind of see how that's supposed to be. There we go. Okay. So that's what's happening here, and it's a heavy hat. It's going to be like a winter hat, which is good. We're heading into fall pretty soon. Well, we're in the middle of summer, but we're heading that way. So they can hold on to it until the fall babies and the winter babies come. And I'm having fun with this. I really I know I keep saying I'm going to learn to do other stitches and things, but I'm enjoying doing this right now. So that's what I'm doing on these looms. And this will go to the pregnancy center or the hospital, whichever one needs it. And that will also probably go in the Stockinette Zombies stripey, whatever it is. Cal.
Speaking of stripey, in my sorry guys, in my Silver Shed Nurse's Caps on a Black Field bag, that's my only Nurse's Cap I have out right now, is Shadowcat, the Miss L's Basic 6-ply Sock Pattern by Miss L, and I'm using Undead yarn in the Witch base in the colorway Hexen Beast.
You still have the wrong thing.
I have it written down wrong, but I could have sworn it was written that way, because Heidi, I think it's your fault. Oh, no, I just can't read. She did write Hexen Beast. But somehow it's still Heidi's fault. Because it can't be mine.
She can take the hit.
So, my self-striping, which I love this, because there's not a lot of... I don't know a lot of people who do
Isn't that pretty?
self-striping that's not fingering. So this makes me happy because I don't care for working and fingering.
I like the way it's turning out.
So I'm in the heel flap. I don't care if it doesn't match the striping later on or whatever.
As long as it looks fraternal.
Yeah. It's just so much fun. Yeah, I've enjoyed working this. And it's so soft.
Mm-hmm. I was originally going to make a shawl out of it, but I couldn't figure out what shawl to do with stripy yarn like that, because I didn't know if it would come out as stripes or if it would pool. Or.
And this is so much nicer.
I get pretty socks.
You do. When I was at the hair place, someone asked if they could touch and they petted the sock. So your sock has been petted.
Well, as it should be. Okay. My next project is in my Stitched by Mimi bag. Teacups bag, my large teacups bag, which I love. And this is the bonfire shawl from the Sock Knitters Shawl pattern by K.F. Jones. I'm using US 9 5.5 millimeter circular chow glues. And Miss Babs Yazzo with a skein in the Reishi colorway. And when I get to the point of doing the border, I will be adding on the colorway flag. And I started off doing a lot of work on this, but as I said, I wasn't able to do much crafting toward the end of the week because my hands were bothering me a little bit. But that's okay. It will go away. Oh, that looks nice. That's showing up really well. You can see the pattern.
Yeah.
So there's lots of golds, and I guess it's kind of gold and rusty kind of oranges and pops of brown and cream. It's really, really pretty. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone color-wise.
But it's very nice.
But I really love this. And I look forward to... And this is normally a fingering weight pattern, I think.
Yes, it is.
I didn't want a fingering weight. I started this in fingering weight 2 times. I don't want it.
I finished a fingering weight one, but I'm...
I wanted
in the other room, I have a Miss Babs one, which I started before she started.
I have a green one as well. I wanted a bigger shawl, and so I did it. And I don't want to work fingering weight. I have a couple of shawls on fingering weight, and that's all I want to be doing at one time. So that goes in here, and I'm really excited about having that on the go.
In my Knitting's My Bag, Birdie's bag, is Tabasco. This is Oops the Bunny by me. And I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the colorway Airport Hot Sauce. So, it's a bunny head.
He looks slightly evil.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Don't listen to her.
Well, once he gets his body and his ears,
it's okay.
he looks like a disembodied
it's okay.
head.
I love you anyway.
I'll love him when he has his ears.
It's okay. You see, she doesn't love you if you don't have your ears.
He's
No.
not anything yet.
It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. Look at that cute face.
He looks like Raph.
Isn't he cute? Even if Mom doesn't appreciate him.
Cute.
No.
No.
And there is his body so far. I'm about to start the decreases.
Very cute.
See, how can you not love him?
Very cute.
I'm half tempted to keep him for myself, but I don't have room for that many toys. There's been a couple bunnies I've been tempted to keep for myself, and I've always managed to part with them. Because I don't need 20 bunnies.
Something about needing.
So,
okay.
He has made progress.
Okay,
Oops.
I hope I picked up the right bag for this. Let me see. I always get mixed up on which... Yeah, I did. Okay. This is the A Journey with Friends project from the Spindrift Shawl pattern by Helen Stewart, and I'm using US 5 3.75 millimeter US and US 6. I'm on 6s now. Chow glue red lace circulars, and the yarn is Cyborg's Craft Room Asakalate in the Aurora colorway. And I have been thinking about pulling this out, not because I don't like the yarn, but because I'm just not wanting to work fingering weight. Mm-hmm. But I think I might finish this because I really like the color.
And I'm showing it the wrong way.
And it doesn't matter as much as the color.
It is gorgeous.
I've already got my Hobby Lobby yarn in this similar colorway up for sale. I don't know if I want to get rid of this one too. I want to just use this one. So I made some progress. I'm past the 10%, heading into 15, and I'm just taking my time on it. It's lots of blues and greens and purples, very peacocky, And I love it. It's a very potato chippy pattern, as long as you kind of make sure of your increases. There's a particular increase that you have to be careful of because it's a little difficult to tink back.
It's not
But
really.
I like this very, very much.
I tinked it back for her. It's not a
And
problem to tink back.
This is in my Plover Bird medium size owl bag, which I love. Look at those little polka dots on the handle and on the top there. Okay.
Okay. So,
And you might hear my husband now talking to Davina.
in my Plover Bird stained glass Batman bag is Concord, who is Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle by me. I'm using Marigold Jen yarns, worsted merino superwash in the colorway Concord, plus some nitpicks for the other colors. And hang on, where's the turtle head? He's in here.
It's hiding. Hiding from the mean person.
Doesn't help when you hold the bag. There we go.
Look, I'll fall on the floor. That would help. Aw.
There's his face.
Cute little face.
And here's his shell. I have finished with the Marigold Jen part of it, and I'm starting my undershell.
That's a really bright blue. Is that Nitpicks? The bright blue?
This, yes, this is the same color as my sweater that I made.
Yeah, I can't remember if that's the Solstice or if it's the other one I like so much.
It's the other one.
Yeah. Celestial, I think
Celestial.
it's called. Yeah.
So the bottom of the shell is in Celestial.
Very cute.
So he's on his way. Honestly, he's not that far from being done. And immediately after, I'll start another turtle because it's tortoise versus hare time.
Very cute.
So this one is one that's going to be very hard to get rid of.
I want that one.
I can't just keep keeping them.
I want one. Mine.
He's so happy.
He is happy.
I love his colors.
Marigold Jen has really good color sense.
Sorry, guys.
And
Just a little congestion.
Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag Autism Awareness Sweater Size Bag by the lovely Lois is my sparkle that you cannot see. And this is
Sparkle's currently
Cinna.
in testing.
Currently in testing, and yeah, can't see it.
I know a lot of y'all are gathering your colors together.
Yep.
For that.
There we go.
My next one is in my Kissing Bunny's Plover Bird bag. This is, I think, the last bag I bought for her before her shop closed.
Yeah.
But I love this bag. It's huge. It's got kissing bunnies. What is there not to love?
It's pink.
It's my only bunny bag.
It's pink.
No, I have another bunny. I have the Velveteen Rabbit.
It's pink.
So,
Pale red.
It is Cardiac Ride Along 2016, and I'm making the cabled knee-high patterns by Deborah Norville, and that's from the Knit Red book. So you guys have a chance of winning this book. Not this book right here.
Not that one.
A Knit Red book. That is not mine. Because
I have to pick one up.
I've had this book for years.
I had the crochet one. I need to pick up the knit one because I wasn't knitting when I got the book.
And I do enjoy working this pattern. I'm about ready. A few more rows until I start decreases because what happens, they have you increase for the thigh because they're knee highs, and they have you decrease once you're past the thigh.
The thigh or the calf? Thigh is way up here.
I meant to say calf. Don't listen to me.
I don't think anybody does.
You know what? The calf. Look
Very
at
nice. Oh, that's pretty. It turned out nice. Good definition there.
This is a really lovely pattern, and it's very intuitive. After a certain point, I barely look at the pattern. I'll look at it again once I do my decreases. But then when I'm knitting down for the rest of the leg, I probably won't look at it that much. As long as I cable when I'm supposed to, I can kind of see, but just by looking at the cables, which way I'm supposed to go. If I'm supposed to cable front or cable back. So,
Cool.
it's really, I have a feeling I'm just going to love these socks.
That's not the same color as the...
It's the same color as the bunny.
That's funny.
Same exact yarn, because it was meant for a sweater. And it is now socks. And a bunny.
Okay, I need to go see Daddy real quick, and I will...
Alright, let me pause. We have returned.
We have returned. Okay, my turn. In my... Knitting's my bag, medium size. Lazy gnomes. I don't think they're lazy. I say that every time. Is my Jazzy Stripes hat, which is from the Bankhead pattern by Susie Gorley. I've already finished one of these. This is the second one that you've seen. I really like the way this is. This is also going
oh my gosh,
stretchy.
this is working up so beautifully.
I am on the regular, the body section. Not decreasing yet, but
I might have to make socks out of these sometime. But
yeah.
I'm not sure if the ply is tight enough.
It should be fine.
It should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. So, I'm really enjoying this pattern, and I think I had to thank Dan for mentioning this hat so many times. And these are US 7s, 4.5 millimeter Chow Goo red lace circulars, fixed. And Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn in the Jazz Stripe colorway. It's just fun, and when I get finished with this, I'm going to make another one. I just like this. It's kind of easy, and it's great for charity, and it's great for not having for charity, just to wear for yourself. I want to make a set for Davina if she wants one. If I could find like yellow and pink or something.
Right. That one's definitely your colors.
I love this. I love this, but I've already got one that I made out of packing knits yarn. I don't know how many hats I need. But
all the hats.
All the hats. So it's a really nice, easy knit. The hardest part is actually casting on because I kept twisting my stitches. But other than that, I mean, I know how to do it. It was just a matter of doing it and making sure that I was able to get it so it wouldn't twist, but I kept turning it. Mm-hmm. Before, the first time around, I would turn it. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have it together in the round. I would have it flat. So yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. It's working up really nice, and I thought I might have this finished, but no, I don't have anything finished this time. Okay.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to hit.
Okay.
All right. So I bring my show notes back up. I hit a link on my show notes, and it brought me to... There we go.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, the next one, my last project on my hook, is in my Silver Shred USA Frogs bag. And when you see this bag, it's a design. And the design has, in fact, been started. I'm not going to show you the design itself, although I have gotten a fair amount done on it.
It'd be cute.
What I wanted to show, I'm not going to show you the inside, but... Okay, so when you look at this book, you expect, when you open it, that this is the front. Mm-hmm. But it's upside down if that's the front. So I'm guessing that's actually the back. Well...
Unless it's the left-hander's book?
Unless, So I ended up working it the wrong direction. Because I saw that and I thought it was the front.
No, it doesn't really matter.
But this way, I'm actually writing my patterns in this book in pen. It kind of makes it more special. You get to see my thought process, what I cross out.
They don't get to see it.
I know, but it's like, it's one of those things you kind of want to leave.
Yeah. Well, it's posterity.
Which sounds silly, considering the fact that, no one's going to really, it's not like I have kids or something where anyone's going to care. Who's going to, survive me. But, I don't know, it's special. If I'm going to be writing, as I'm getting more serious about writing these patterns, I want something that's more permanent than just a little sheet of paper. I want something in a nice journal that has my thought process for the pattern. And it also makes it easier to find if it's in a book like this.
Right.
Because I'm rarely writing two patterns at once anyway.
Upside down.
Yes, it's all upside down.
Makes me happy.
The only thing that's not in here is the actual sketch. The actual sketch is in a drawing pad.
Now, I know I said I didn't have any more whips. And it's not really a whip. What it is...
You fibbed.
Well, no, that makes it 8. I just didn't think about it. This is...
She fibbed.
When you see this
She
bag,
just wanted to be last.
No, I just didn't. You see this bag, this is Kenneth Turbo Knitter's bag. He made this, and I won it. And all it means is that I'm going to start dyeing again. So Taya took out her other Swift, because sometimes it's easier for me to put it on her Swift than on mine. So these are... Hopefully I will be doing some dyeing next week. Sometime next week. and we'll see how that turns out.
Well, Davina gets excited when you start prepping
Yeah,
yarn.
she's been asking me, "When are you going to prep yarn today? Are you going to prep yarn today? Are you going to prep yarn today?" I'm like, "No, we don't have time to do it," and she is really disappointed. So there it is.
I'm done with whips. Do you have any FOs?
No,
I don't either.
okay.
So that leads us on to On the Bookshelf, which is our...
Does it? Don't we have royalties?
Uh,
On the bookshelf is
I'm sorry. I put that in the wrong spot. It is royalties. I put my royalties On the Bookshelf for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I just put it in the wrong spot. It's royalties.
Okay.
And you have royalties, too.
I do. How many do you have? Okay, you have 2 and I have more than that.
I have 3.
Okay.
I'll start. I got some undead yarn. No one is shocked. Here.
I love this colorway.
Yeah,
She only has 1 in there now.
Probably because other people bought it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that she's got it up for whoever wins. So we'll see who wins it. I put in for that, but
Well, she also said she would dye it on the base of your choice.
yes, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Look, I love this green here.
That's beautiful.
So this is the baddie base, which is her worsted weight, and this is Wild Rumpus, her new colorway, and she dyed this for her, was it 1,000 members?
Podiversary.
Oh, it was Podiversary.
I think it was her Podiversary.
It's either for 1,000 members or
Or
Podiversary.
Whichever one, congratulations, honey.
Yes.
They're both milestones that are important.
Yes, they are. It's really pretty. It's got some gray, some green, well, 2 different, like a green,
Well,
like it's a grass green, then
This is almost
2 different kinds of grass green.
This is almost a chartreuse.
Yeah.
This is kind of a green. This is more of a blue teal kind of.
Yeah, and then there's the gray and a little bit of pink in here.
There's 2 kinds of gray too.
Yeah.
And this is almost a rose.
Yeah, so
It's really pretty.
it's really pretty.
You're only seeing about the grays. Turn it around so they can see. It's very pretty. Very
And
pretty.
actually it's showing up pretty
That's
well.
pretty close, yeah. It reminds me of sidewalk
Ooh,
chalk.
I love this view.
It kind of reminds me of sidewalk chalk when you would draw on the sidewalks.
Mm-hmm. So very pretty.
Okay. All right. My first one. I'll wait till you get to the red thread for that. This one.
Oh, I left all my red thread stuff in the other room.
Oh, did you?
Keep talking.
Okay. I did.
Just let me through.
I think I mentioned last time that I did a de-stash that I found another Socks That Rock yarn to match it, and it was the last one, and it came in. This is my Socks That Rock, the second skein of Sockgate DHD. It is medium weight Socks That Rock, 380 yards, so I have 2 of these, and it's really close to color of the other one, so I'm hoping that I won't have any problem with dye lots. This is really soft. Blue Moon Fiber Art, Socks That Rock, medium weight. And
Medium rate.
it's Sockgate DHD colorway. And every time I look through de-stash, the majority of these
Sorry for the noise.
were not for trade or sell. And they were, or the ones that were, the few that were had already been traded or gifted. So this was the last one. I was really happy to get this. And the lady I dealt with was fantastic. So that goes there. Your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I have tea stuff and the red thread stuff.
Okay, I have a book and a pattern gift and a stitch dictionary. No,
Because I was going to show all my tea stuff at once.
oh, you were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Because it's kind of related.
I got another thing on de-stash.
Ooh, chill.
Because I'm starting to knit and I really want to do some designing, I was looking all over the place for a stitch dictionary. And I happened to look on the Ravelry. There's a group
Sorry for the stomach noise.
for de-stashing of things other than yarn. And I've used them once or twice before. And this is what came up. The New Knitting Stitch Library. And this book is really good. I mean, it's got all kinds of...
Now, it is charted.
It is charted, but it has... Back here, I'm going to have to run a copy.
It's in the front.
Oh, it's in the front?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to run a copy of the how-tos because it's not with the pattern. And I need to be able to look it up. Where? Oh, here it is. So you've got all the how-tos here. And it tells you...
It's what it is it's the chart key.
Yeah, it's a chart key. So and it's going to be a little challenging for me to figure out.
I know I have a stitch dictionary somewhere. I just can't find it.
But this has some really neat patterns in it.
I think it was one of those things I packed away, so probably somewhere downstairs, because I don't design knitted, really. I design crochet toys. So stitch dictionaries aren't necessarily useful to me.
I mean, there's some really... I like this. It reminds me of a heart. Or a keyhole.
Mm.
And there's just... I love cables and things. So this is... I think this will be interesting. Now, I don't know when I'll start doing this kind of stuff, but it's good to have. Okay. And how many more do you have?
The tea things, and then the red thread.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do your tea things.
Okay.
And then I'll do this, and then we can do the red thread together.
Alright, so... There we go. Let me just finish these 2 stitches. First thing I got tea-wise actually arrived, I think, the day after our last podcast. I had ordered tea, histories, terroirs, varieties. Basically, it talks about the history of tea and how it's grown and the different kinds of teas. I'm not very far along. I'm hoping it has some recipes for teas in the back, like as in like cooking with tea.
Oh, awesome. That's interesting.
Let's see. Bowls of
Cocoa chai. Ooh. Cocoa chai is right up my alley.
I mean, not all the recipes are
Mm-hmm.
up my alley, but
That's something to look at.
it's something to look at. Iced tea. I'm not a huge fan of iced tea, but it just talks about, you know, teas in different areas, how they prep tea, what makes tea taste better. Apparently, the more in stress a tea plant is, the better it tastes. So if it's had a bad winter, the tea's gonna taste better.
Or roughly handled.
Mm-hmm. Or if it's
It's gonna taste better or bitter.
better,
Huh.
because this tea plant being under stress causes to release things. Apparently, makes it taste better. So if a tea plant is a little stunted in growth because it hasn't had a good growing season, it probably tastes a little better.
Yeah, but you don't want it to be over much. Or,
Yeah. Because some of the tea plants can grow up to like, I think they said like 90 feet.
Wow.
They can be tall. They're trees,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, apparently that's what tea grows on, is a tree.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always thought it was bushes.
I did too. So this is very interesting. I'm not anywhere near, like I'm very much in the beginning.
Because those aren't trees; those are bushes.
Well, I guess that's because they're calling it tea trees.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I wonder if there are certain kinds that are on trees and certain kinds that are on bushes.
They said the ones that are used most commonly to produce tea are trees. Some grow up to 20 feet and live over 100 years. Yeah, there's the one that grows up to 98 feet.
Wow.
And its lifespan is 30 to 50. So, that's only in plantation. I guess it lives longer if it's out in the wild. So, very interesting.
Okay.
And then my other tea.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, a little bit of a crick in my throat. You saw the coconut macaroon. This is part of my tea club delivery. This little one was part of my tea club delivery. I guess I add this to the tea. This is lavender. And it's a perfect infusion for teas, lemonade, vodka, and other creative pairings. So I guess you just...
It looks like rabbit pellets.
I guess I add that to the tea.
What is it? It looks like regular. It's lavender. It's actually
it's just lavender.
Yeah.
So I guess I add that to tea. I'm half tempted to like keep it as a sachet.
Yeah. Smells good.
Then I got some more summer
Ooh,
breakfast black tea. And that's the one... This one actually grew on me.
It grows on you?
Yes, it does.
All over you?
It's black tea, rose petals, lavender, calendula, orange peel, grapefruit essence.
No gratitude and love.
Nope, no gratitude and love. And then the other... Oh, I have 2 others in here. I have coconut hazelnut dessert tea, honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, hazelnut pieces, hazelnut essence, love and gratitude. I believe the dessert teas were my teas for this time around for the club. Because I had ordered 2 teas plus some tea sugar because I was running low. And then this one
Ooh,
is new
waterfall
to me.
mist.
This is one that I had offered if you want to try this one during the podcast or not, but we decided to go with the coconut one.
Yeah.
This is waterfall mist honeybush tea. And it's honeybush tea, orange peel, peppermint, no caffeine. This will be my first one of his teas that have peppermint in it. So I'm kind of excited about this one. I'll probably make a cup of this as soon as we get off of the podcast because I usually steep my Plum Deluxe teas twice, and I've already had 2 steepings of the coconut one. So it'll be time for a new cup of tea. So I also wanted to show you where I'm keeping my tea now. I was just keeping it in a box.
Still in a box.
It's still in a box, but it's not in a cardboard box anymore. When I was in college, I dated a guy who was very sweet and got me a tea box. And it was all full of different teas. Bag teas. Well, I moved those
Bag, not bad, right? Bag.
Bagged
Yeah.
teas. And I moved those bag teas to Ziploc bag. I can take them to work or something later. But I've now, and I love this wood. I love dark wood.
It's such a beautiful box.
It used to carry Bentley tea. Now I put my Plum Deluxe in there.
Very nice.
And this empty area is actually meant for that other summer breakfast black tea. I try to keep teas of the same kind near each other, so I know when I'm running low. So I already have 2 bags of summer breakfast black tea here. So I have 3 now. So I'm not going to run out of that anytime soon. And my new teas will be going in this one. I had to start a new box. So
Very pretty.
this is actually my last box, so I need to drink some tea. Some tea.
You need to stop buying.
Well, some of them just come in my club. But like one of those, the chocolate breakfast one, that's gonna fill in one that I was low on, and I have a slot in here for the other
Right.
one. So I just have 2 teas to add to that one, to that new box. So it's not too bad.
Okay. I got a surprise in my email. It was really nice. This was gifted to me by Laura Concert, who is crocheting Hoovian. It's the FHP shawl by Casapinka. And, okay, this doesn't show anything except what you need to do. And it doesn't do it justice in black and white. I know the perfect yarn. I had that yarn I won from Spicy Homemaker. It was the one done for the dyeing your yarn, and it was the one that was given to Melissa to give as a prize to someone in the knitting games, and I won that prize. And I've been hoarding it because I haven't been able to find a pattern that it's 400 yards, which is, I don't say only because it's perfect for socks, but for me, I don't make socks of fingering weight or any other weight, so I've just been waiting for something to come up. And this is particularly for variegated yarns, and it takes like 360, 380 yards. So I will use almost all, if not all, of that yarn. So I'm really excited about that because I'll be using a gifted pattern plus a yarn that I won from Spicy Homemaker to make this. And it was a surprise. I was so excited about this. It was number 4 on my queue. And the first one I think that I wanted, but I can get, and I love this. Thank you very much, Laura. It was very thoughtful of you, and I'm looking forward to making it when I get something off the needles.
And that leads us on to the red thread.
Which is our local yarn shop now.
Hey, Mom, if you want this thing to go away, you just tap your screen again. See?
Right. Okay. We went to the local yarn shop. Our local yarn shop in this direction closed. They couldn't find a buyer. The local yarn shop in the other direction in Warrenton, they did find a buyer, so it's still open and very active.
Yes.
It's called the Red Thread, and it's in Warrenton.
And I'm sorry for twinkling.
Can I show the colors I bought for your work in progress?
Yeah. Don't say
No. Okay, these are the colors I'm using for the next design for Talia. And that's all I'm saying about that. It's very soft. This is Barocco Comfort. And it's very soft, and these are the colors I'm using for that project. What are you using for that project?
Sueño, and I had actually, this was among the Sueño.
Oh, it's frog tree.
And I didn't know. I have one Sueño that I'm currently using, and then this frog tree is just randomly in there.
I hope it works all right.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run out of the other skein. This will probably be used for the second toy.
Right. Because this is 50% supervised nylon.
I love Barocco.
I love Barocco. So it's very, very soft, but this is, acrylic and nylon. 50% each. So
I don't know why my voice is
now
trying
the
to
other
go out.
yarn I bought over there. This is just because I wanted to make something. I'm not sure what.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
This is Millefoy. This is also Barocco. Look at those colors. Peacock.
And that yarn, that particular one, is new for them, I think.
Look, Packing Knits, Peacock.
And
This is 186 yards a piece, so this is about 400 some odd yards, almost 500 yards maybe. 1, 2, 3, about a little shy of 500, I guess. I'd have to do the math, and I can't do that right now.
So I bought this for socks.
Oh, I forgot that you bought that. Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if one of these skeins would be enough pair of socks. I bought an extra one just in case.
So why'd you buy 3?
Well, normally I would use one skein for each sock, but I wasn't sure if
Oh, gotcha.
186 yards, it should be enough for a sock, but I want to be careful.
See, I did the same. I had originally had 2, and then I went back. I said, I don't know when I'm going back. We're going back on Friday. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I picked up another one.
But if worse comes to worse and I still have this left over, I can make a turtle.
And I figure if I don't make what I think I want to make out of this, I'll make a hat. I'll make hats.
This would be a pretty owl.
It would be. This would be a pretty turtle, too.
This had a pretty colorway for an owl.
Mhm.
It was like browns
It was
and grays.
browns and grays and
It was so
creams.
pretty.
It was really pretty. So there wasn't a whole lot of colorways in that, but what they had was really pretty. Okay.
And then I have one more.
Oh, okay.
I had.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna double this. It's fingering weights.
That's the poem, isn't it?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll just double it to make a sport or DK.
And that stripe is kind of a watercolor stripe or a washed out stripe. It's not real strong. You can see it's striping, but it's not like vamp.
Davina fell in love with it and begged me to make socks for her out of this. So I will. I just need to find the color the same. Just, you see, because it looks like this is the green and this is the pink.
Right. Well, it may be that you have to cake them up, and you might have to recake one of them.
Yeah, because... Yeah. I don't normally cake this kind of yarn, but I might have to.
Because otherwise you have to pull one from the inside, one from the outside.
Yeah. Because I can't find the other end of this. Because Davina really wants socks out of this, and I wanted to actually stripe a little bit for her instead of pulling.
Instead of being variegated or whatever. 'Cause she's going to be holding that together.
So.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, guys.
What do we have now?
One pattern is in active designing phase. I have Sparkle and Testy. Biddy has been released. Red Thread, because Mom is a much better promoter than I am, I never think of things to promote. I think of random things like, oh, t-shirts! But she gave my card to the lady at the Red Thread, and they want me to put a sample with some of my cards up in the shop. So I'm going to bring a couple of toys down there, I think a Sparkle and a Biddy, and give them a choice of what they want up there. And it's going to be just there, hanging out.
In time for their Christmas in July.
In time for their Christmas in July, which is why we're going down on Friday, because Christmas in July for them is Saturday. So
Did they do it the weekend or is it just Saturday?
She said Saturday. So yeah, it's a cool opportunity. It'll get my patterns out there. She's not even asking me to drop off the patterns. She's just saying, I'll take your business card. The toys will sort of add another dimension to...
Because her husband crochets.
Yes.
I was telling her that when I was predominantly crocheting, back when I didn't know how to knit, I said I would go into these shops and they might be friendly. Even the shops were friendly. They didn't know anything about crocheting and they kind of would look at you blankly. Her husband crochets beautiful stuff.
Beautiful work.
And she knits and crochets. So there's it's almost, maybe not quite half and half there, but a lot more crocheting friendly over there.
And they already have an adorable toy that's sitting up there, a little
That was
octopus.
knitted though, wasn't it?
I can't remember if he's
I think
knitted
that
or
one was
crocheted.
knitted.
He's adorable, and he's just sitting on a shelf.
They're very friendly.
Yeah, it's very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that. That's an opportunity that would not have come about if wasn't such a good promoter.
Mm-hmm. She's going to put promoter on my shirt, along with testing and editing or whatever. Tech editing.
Mm-hmm. You'll run out of room on your shirt.
Yeah, it's going to be words.
Worked on the shared story. Actually, when Mom took a break, I got a few more words in.
Makes me happy.
And besides reading some of that tea book, I read Eleanor of Aquitaine. I am so close.
Benning says not.
Benning says not, but, he's Benning. I'm on page 290, and there are...
Slacker.
353 is the
Slacker.
last page of actual reading. Benning's like, well... He was reading concurrently. It's a writing friend of ours, and he was reading John with me concurrently. He finished John before I did, and he started with Edward I, who is by the same author who wrote John. He's finished Edward I and Eleanor of Aquitaine, and the amount of time it's taken me to make it through Eleanor.
I don't think he sleeps.
I don't think he does either.
No.
So, sorry, Benning, I'm not as fast as... Even though you don't watch this podcast. Sorry, Benning, I'm not as fast a reader as you are.
Yeah, and he's on Facebook, but he's not there as Benning, so he's safe. We can call him out because nobody knows who he is.
That's his writing name.
That's his writing name, yeah.
I can't think of him as anything else besides Benning.
Yeah. He has his regular name, I just never call him that.
No. Well,
okay.
It's like the cat.
Yeah. Okay, I have not done any writing. I have tried, I've thought about it, but the time has not worked out for me. I've been really tired lately, so I don't know what the deal is for that. Maybe I'll get some writing done this week. I am reading The Maze Runner by James Dashner, and I'm reading that I'm reading that fairly quickly. It's a very fast read. I don't know if I'll be moving on or not. I think I'm going to get one book at a time and see how it goes. I'm strictly a PG-13 person. I don't like situations and language, so we'll see. Hopefully he will stick to the way he's writing. I'm also reading Mary England by Joseph Pierce and the I can't remember the name, the Catholic something Paul. I'm reading a book about St. Paul. I can't remember the name of it. I had to get off my notes to see it, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm reading that, and all those are very quick reads as well. Very interesting. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. Actually, I'm about to pack up my sock.
Okay. I do have some shout-outs. I want to thank Packy Knits for our for the shout-out for our podcast and for the cardiac read-along, a rather emphatic one. So we are grateful for that. Thank you, Packy Knits. And Pettis Kim Knits for the shout-out on her podcast for our cardiac read-along as well. And she mentioned Davina.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so Davina was really happy about it. And actually, so did Heidi.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
Davina was absolutely thrilled to that people were talking about her, so that was really cool. And we want to thank everybody who's done YouTube comments, Victorian Studio, Spicy Homemaker, Pat Howes, PJ Matilda, and Christina C. If I've missed anybody, it's because I did not see you at the time of the podcast. You might have been after the podcast. So want to thank all of you for the comments. Please do feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Join the group if you haven't so that we can have you be eligible for all the goodies that we give away. And you can take part in all the stuff. I mean, they can take part, but they just can't win anything otherwise. And
sometimes the fun is just to keep taking part, but it's even more fun when you can win things.
When you can win things, yeah. Okay, so is that it?
That's it.
Okay, we want to thank you all for joining us in the PHN Fun Woman Cave. We wish you a week full of every blessing and good thing, full of crocheting, knitting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 215, and that's a wrap.